morning. As of today, I am officially the UNC candidate for St Augustine constituency. And today, right after filing nominations, I attended Mass with my brothers and sisters in Curep Masjid at Knoll Street, and we immediately went to the Curep Presbyterian School, which was 95% completed by the UNC government and is totally abandoned and neglected. If you see grass, if you see bush, black sage, all kind of snake and rats, it really is atrocious. It's hurtful to see. And we were joined by students of Curep who want to go into that new school. So we did have a little session there talking to the parents. We met with some teachers and parents. The parents were very vocal. And immediately after that, we had a walk within the Curep area. I want to say special thanks to the people of Linden Street, and that is the street that Curep Presbyterian School is located on. Watt Street, Knoll Street, we had all the side roads like Blackman Lane, Apple Lane, and the reception was really fantastic. Those areas have been plagued by flooding out of the Blackman Ravine. When we were in government, we did quite a bit of work on Blackman Ravine. And after the PNM came in, everything stopped. Everything stopped. The construction of the highway is also causing the water to be restricted. So because of that, the flooding has actually worsened. Jalen Rupnarayan is the councillor there. She is a UNC councillor in an opposition, in a PNM-controlled corporation. And she has not been getting the response from the Ministry of Works that is required. So I have given my commitment to the people of Curep that I will work with them to solve the flooding problem. In fact, it is for us to continue the work we did when we were in government. Because the people of Curep, the people of Spring Village, and the people who live in the vicinity of that Blackman Ravine know that when we were in government, the UNC worked. The UNC did.
Now let me stop here, but all you see the difference. This is not the interview. We going on Douglas politics. We going to interview the next candidate, the next member of Parliament for St Augustine. When you hear her talk, just so information, hard, told, caring about the people. That's what we talk about. Not a man who, when you look in the chest, you see a blank. Blank man, not you. We come in with heart, soul, and passion. Khadija, I mean, we're going to walk in, set up for the Douglas politics. Then we're going to take a little relax, but let us sit down, let us walk. Wow, boy. Yeah, you UNC fit, boy. Let me go.
So there you have it, our next winning candidate for St Augustine, Mrs. Khadija Amin. So we're going to head back
what time
to
it
the
is?
stage.
What time it is? Now is the time for action. Now is the time to cast your vote. Now is the time to start to work. Now is the time we bring your hope. Now is the time for action. Now is the time to take a stand. Cause the UNC have the plan. Put up your hand if you understand. What time it is? What time it is? What time it is? Now is the time for action. What time it is? What time it is? What time it is? Now is the time for action. Now is the time to take a stand. Cause the UNC have the plan. Put up your hand if you understand. Well, this morning I just wanted to have a little cookie. A little Oreo. An Oreo could be a delicious, delectable delight, or it could be a negative pain on an entire population. An Oreo who's given power and does not know that he's an Oreo, who thinks that the Oreo really has to do with blackness, but it really has to do with what is inside your heart. And do you realize the history and the struggles of black African peoples throughout the world, and especially in the Caribbean? And if you don't have an understanding and an appreciation for the struggles of 450 years of debilitating slavery that impacted on the self-esteem, the culture, the history, the belief, the unity of the black Trinbago people, and you get power, but you prefer to align with people who don't look like you. Your policies help people who are already safe, secure, and quite wealthy. And you tell people of African descent to wean yourself off of me. I am not here to help you. You may not be as tasty as this delicious Oreo. I was going to take a rest, I was going to rest with this Douglas politics. But because Rowley want to play games, want to play race games and pretend that he is the black man and he loves black people, and his policies have been pro-black people for the last 4 years and 11 months. Tonight again, Douglas politics, Rowley, you wake me up. I was going to relax, eat some Oreo, drink a little rum and soda, and take in a little movie. But no, Douglas politics. Tonight, 7:30, St Augustine, we come in. Rowley. Douglas politics, 7:30, tonight, Friday, live, Facebook and YouTube. Douglas politics, tonight. My goodness.
People hold you, humiliate you, turn around and sell you, tell them free you. Man down to people, jamming, black man together.
Listen! Take some education! Listen! Come on! Look back up your valleys there, B&M have to go. Just now is election, we bringing back UNC.
Anil is back to deal with the P&M. And to you on the radio, and to you watching on TV, do not adjust your dial. It is Anil you're seeing right here, live and direct, never went anywhere. Because the Douglas can talk either way. Because the Douglas can talk either way.
Good evening and welcome to Douglas Politics. We're not wasting no time. Blank man, you playing race card so early and so often. Tell me how many jobs you create now. Tell me how many school you build now. Tell me how you do in sport now. Tell me what you do for Tobago now. Tell me what you do for the economy now. Tell me what you do for foreign direct investment now. Tell me how you fix road for 5 years now. Tell me what you do, blank man. And let me tell you something. Rowley, you have no shame, boy. You see how my face is every time I say a name. It's not no game with me and you, know. Rowley, I really detest you, you know. Because as a man, as a black man to a Oreo, but you really have no caliber of any type. Imagine you going as Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. You, as hard as it is, at least I only have 25 more days to say. You kind of does represent me because my passport here too. And you gone for nomination day. And a young lady, a new politician, young, first time, first nomination day, coming in to sign up. She comes to shake your hand, the classy woman that Marsha Walker is. Brought up in Carnage with respect, love, and order. She offered you her hand to shake, and all you could do, you disgusting disgrace of an excuse for a man. Boy, if my father was your father, boy, he would have beat you so bad with leather belt, go over whip, anything he could have found, boy. Only show the video of this classless, disgraceful human being that them want all your vote for. Show it.
The Diego Martin West constituency makes his way after filing his nomination papers. Accompanied by our constituents, Diego Martin West constituents. This is the voice of the People's National Movement. We gotta make the right choice. The man of integrity.
A man of integrity. Girl on the mic, you have no shame. A man of integrity. Look, show it again. Show it again.
Diego Martin West constituency makes his way after filing his nomination papers. Accompanied by our constituents, Diego Martin West constituents. This is the voice of the People's National Movement. We gotta make the right choice. The man of integrity.
And to Marsha Clark, on behalf of all men who have cojones and brought up see and who understand, I humbly apologize for that. But Marsha Clark don't study he, because it looked like he wanted a point and you want. But Rowley, why are you such a bully? That's the one thing I a little upset for. I should have really point some papers to go Diego Martin West, you know. I would have liked to see a point at me. Special branch should have to dive in. You just pointing at people. You just bullying a lady who come to shake your hand. When people going to fight MMA, they just shake hand. When they're going to box, they just shake hand. Every time you see a woman, you have a problem. Me, I know what is your problem with woman. Why you must disrespect woman? That's why you can't take Kamala. What you say? What she say? She call you what? Black. Nobody in the world would call you black. The last time you was black was when you was a baby newborn. Anybody who know you, know that you don't even like that. You don't just say that to confuse people, to try and vote for you, so you could go on more golf course, go on more yacht, go on more trips to meet pinks and skinny play. Yes, Queenie. And give all the big boys big contract. And Stuart Young is a black man, and Small Pin is a black man, yes boy. Stay strong, black brother. Angus Young, 3.62 billion. That black man, eh? What about Faris, a la rental, a la tight pants? That black man? What about Franklin, Smiley, Can? What about Convan girl, Dial Singh? That we send a real man in St. Joseph to represent the people. Them is black men, and you want to play race card? You suffer the whole of Tobago. But I go deal with you just now. Let me deal first with a little issue from yesterday. We caught Rowley telling fibs again. He is talking about telling Marsha Walker that she slandered him. How can she slander you? You have no character, no caliber, and you have nothing about you worth slandering. They have nothing we could say that worse than what you do already. You is the email gate liar, boy. You went on in history of the Commonwealth as the biggest liar on Hansard. Who could slander you? It don't get worse than that. But yesterday, I dealt with him with the grabby wabby issue. He started to pretend that his minister didn't grab pum pum. The 150,000 was not paid for pum pum grabbing. Okay. You said, and he said, that it was a breach of public sector process. That's why he got rid of grabby wabby. Well, we went through and we told you all what that really was, right? But if Rowley fired grabby wabby for interfering with public service process, then he admitted he was lied to, completely hoodwinked by Grabby Wabby then. So Grabby Wabby outsmart Rowley then. Because Rowley conducted his prime ministerial investigation first with Camille Robinson Regis, the head of the Women's League, who supports a grabber rather than a woman. I don't understand that, Camille, but I see your hairstyle looking like mine. We might not say, you know, I don't know you're in the Woman League, because I know women that support woman is a very serious issue. But anyway, also Rowley friend and lawyer and confidant Kwamena. Remember yesterday I asked you all, well, how Kwamena reached there? And who paid Kwamena? Did the Ministry of Sport pay Kwamena? Who hired Kwamena? Who asked him to come? Because the Ministry of Sport had a lawyer called Judith Jones. Rowley said he spoke to the male he. But the Ministry of Sport did not have no man as a lawyer. So it means he talked to Kwamena. How could he talk to Kwamena? And what did Kwamena tell him? And what information did he give him? You see, when you're not bright and you talk out of turn, you put yourself in more trouble. And then Mr. Kwamena, so that Grabby Wabby lied to you too then. Because if it had nothing to do with sexual harassment, yet every express report, every report from the three-lady committee, the evidence under oath of the young lady says that there was sexual harassment. If it was just a breach of process, why the $150,000? I also showed you all the contract yesterday, that there was no breach and no process, because the contract, you can fire your personal assistant as a minister without cause. All you have to do is give 30 days. So where Rowley concoct, like he forget there's a thing called contract and paper and letter and cabinet note. When he talk, he's just fabricate. And then he telling y'all to vote for him because he is black. Well, that's the biggest lie in the history of the world. That lie bigger than email gate. What part of he black? He take all the food from black people children. He take a laptop that Kamala give the children, he take that too. Let me talk like a Grenadian, he take it. Kamala give them with go be sing 133 million in textbook. He take 100 million. Kamala give them 140 million for sport. He take 130 million. Kamala give the Pro League, which is black man sport. I may see a Indian play football long time. Bobby Sukrang man them down in the 70s, Danulal down in 2000 and thing. Kamala give Pro League 11 million a year, and Rowley take it. Kamala give UTT more funding with Fazal Karim Gate, Rowley take it. Kamala give Lavanti 120 URP projects by 10 jobs per project under Suruj Rambachan. And then Rowley come and take it and only leave 20. But he's the black man, he's black. Well, with a black man like that, I don't know what else all you want, huh? But I have some questions for the black man. Questions for Rowley about Grabby Wabby, Pum Pum Grabber, right? When rumors broke about the Pum Pum Grabber, did you question Darrell Smith? What did he say? Why did you transfer to the Ministry of Housing Darrell Smith when the issue was only a so-called interference with public service procedure? Why you transfer him to the Ministry of Housing? Did the interference in public service process miraculously escalate, leading to his firing? Because I'm confused. If he went and said, but P.S., oh God, ease up the young lady now. Don't put no reason on she record she may want to get another job. I thought that was quite nice. Especially for a grabber, you understand? That would be nice for a normal man, but when he's a grabber, that's a kind of paradox. But that was nice, thoughtful of him. And within the contract, how can that get worse? Because if that was the reason, how come the first punishment was transfer, demotion and transfer, and the second punishment was firing? According to Sprangalang, this story need more people. After the express expose on March 25th, 2018, did you call Grabby Wabby back in to talk to you? Did you now ask him why he lied originally? Because probably the story changed now. Did you and Camille Robinson Regis interview Miss Morrow? If not, why not? Actually, I ain't some crackling boy like somebody baking. Do you not find it strange that the head of your women's league would not interview, ask, or inquire about a female member of your party? So there's an issue involving two people, and you, Rowley, only hear the man's side. We now see why you bullied Marsha Walker there. We now see why Kamala does get you so vexed that you use words like geometry and pip and all kind of nastiness to talk to women. We now understand. You and Roger have a problem with women. Last see you start to lean to the left too, you know, Rowley. I don't know what that lean is meaning, you know. Why did you set up a committee of professional women to investigate claims of sexual harassment? Why did you set up the committee? You are the Prime Minister. You could investigate. You could talk. If this report, countless media reports and sworn statements in court show that it was sustained, consistent, persistent sexual harassment, why are you at this time attempting to tell the population absolute falsehoods on such a serious domestic and global matter? The Me Too movement, equality for women, respect for women. Why? Why in 2020 are you talking about that? Who is the only person that can reassign or authorize reassignment of a permanent secretary? I repeat, who is the only person? Rowley, you forget. We have records of when the permanent secretary was moved, which permanent secretary, and so on. Who is the only human being who could reassign permanent secretaries? You, the Prime Minister. So why did you reassign permanent secretary Ian Ramdahin and replace him with Natasha Barrow? Ian Ramdahin is on record as saying, fire burn Daryl Smith and that. I'm not doing that. Taxpayer money, that is not what I here for. I follow in my training procedure of permanent secretary accounting practice. That personal matter. Somehow, somewhere, by flukes, right at that time, you move Ramdahin, and put in Barrow. You roll in the wheelbarrow, and wheelbarrow sign off on the 150 one time. And she WhatsApp Grabby Wabby excited. Done deal. Things good. Grabby Wabby say, confidential, sir? Yes, everything organized, yes. Excitement. Permanent secretary very close to that minister, the WhatsApp and thing. Why did you transfer P.S. Ramdahin from Ministry of Sport? Why? And who contacted Michael Comena, your personal attorney, just by flukes? Who contacted him to tell him go and do the work? Because the Attorney General Faris Alarental Alataipan say he didn't know nothing about that at first. So all you hear him look to the right side and say, hey, tight pants. We had to check out Grabby Wabby, you know, things not looking good. You hear him whisper to Alarental. He was so busy outfitting his own building. Did your friend and attorney Michael Comena advise you at the situation at the time? Well, if he did, the Law Association may want to ask him something. Even when you found out that it was sexual harassment, because at some time you had to know, you can't be telling us no, that is not sexual harassment after all them report, all them investigation, all that information, sworn testimony, sworn statement. Did you ever meet Daryl Smith? Oh God. If and when you found out that it was sexual harassment, why did you not ask Daryl Smith to resign as an MP? Because an MP is a higher calling than a minister, you know. The salary may be lower, but for those of us who believe, like Khadija Amin in St Augustine, that serving the people is most important, the MP work is a higher threshold. So if you found out that there was some impropriety involved or allegations therein from a PNM lady, why you didn't ask Grabby Wabby or instruct? You are such a bully and a strong, powerful man, eh? Why you didn't instruct Fat Boy to resign? Huh? What happened? How come you got weak? Did you ever meet Daryl Smith's wife? Thing gets serious there now, eh? Why? Eh? All you want to play with the Douglas play now. Talk more lies now. Ask you a question. Did you ever meet Daryl Smith's wife? Was Daryl Smith ever very, very upset with you, with your personal conduct at any time? Was he? At any time, for anything? Was that man ever very upset with you for something you did of a personal nature? Did you ever have a WhatsApp conversation with Daryl Smith about this behavior? Did you all go back and forth? Did you argue? You wonder now, your K-Pax bouncing, you want to know if I get it, eh? You want to know if I'm going to flash it up there? Just now, 3 weeks to go, just now. You hold it. Let your nomination kusume. Let it kusume. You afraid nobody? Did you ever have any WhatsApp argument, conversation, or discussion with Daryl Smith about a personal matter in which Daryl Smith was very upset? Are you a misogynist, sir? Were you a teacher in Tobago in 1969? You see, all these things link. And when you all vote for a man and you don't check that history, these things happen. Like today, the disrespect to Marsha Walker, a young lady, a candidate going up first time, and a member of parliament nearly 29 years. A man in politics in the Senate since 1987, this man did not even have the class, the character, the wherewithal as a leader of our country to shake his competitor's hand. In fact, he pointed at her, shouted at her, and berated her, and accused her of slandering him. When he slandered Kamala Persad-Bissessar left, right, and center in the most vile, disgusting manner. You must really think a lot of yourself, boy. Were you a teacher in Tobago in 1969? Did you, while employed as a teacher in Tobago, have sex with a girl of school age? Hi, Dr. Rowley. Just answer these questions now. Did this girl eventually have a child in 1970? And I know the birth date too. Is the child your biological son? What is your opinion of men who use positions of power in order to get sexual favors from women? What's your opinion of that? Because you had one in your cabinet then, he's still there, he's still in the parliament. What's your opinion? Does it get you angry? Does it make you cringe? What's your opinion of that? Archie, put up a picture there for me. And let me tell you all something as you all go to vote. This picture, you'll see the Honorable Attorney General, Faris, a la Rental, a la Tight Pants, a la Rawi. And then you'll see some other people. You see, because all the PNM doing now is digging spade in sand and telling all you they coming. They do nothing for 4 years and 11 months. Blow up that picture big. Take the Douglas out. I don't want to see myself. Blow it up and see if you could blow up that big, man. Yes. Your ladies and gentlemen, yes, right there. That good, that good, that good. You see Faris Al-Rawi Al-Rental looking dapper, nice suit, nice tie, looking good, well put together. Nice fella, good looking fella. I mean, you should look good when you get 61 million of taxpayer dollars for your own building. You know, you buy. You know who's the lady next to him? I'll give all y'all, share the live, please, share the live. Share the live. And while you're sharing the live, please, All you try to guess who is that lady next to Faris, Al Rawi, Al Rental, Al Tight Pants. Y'all taking a guess? No, she's not an Olympic medalist. She didn't run in the Olympics. No, she's not an author. She didn't win a Nobel laureate. Y'all would like me to tell you who that lady is standing next to the Attorney General of Trinidad and Tobago? The Attorney General is the second highest office in the executive. The cabinet only exists with the Prime Minister and the Honorable Attorney General. So that is a big work. That's an important work. That's serious work. That lady next to Faris, Ala Rental, Ala Tight Pants is Natasha Barrow, the permanent secretary who Rowley shifted to the Ministry of Sport when he moved Ian Ramdahin, who refused to sign off on the 150,000 for the grabby wabby man. He sent she went in same day, sign off the check, and then sign off on a 92,000 jaunt in Tobago. Newspapers, people were like, what is this permanent secretary? Who is she? She should be fired. She should be demoted. You know what Rowley and them do? They promote she. She is the permanent secretary in the office of the Attorney General and the Ministry of Legal Affairs. She was promoted while Ian Ramdahin, the permanent secretary who did his job perfectly, who refused to sign off on taxpayers' dollars for personal nonsense, who followed his training, his regulations, and the aspects and the integrity of his job. PNM Rowley takes Ramdahin and pelt him in a little office with nothing to do at the office of the Prime Minister. Sends in Barrow, who does what Grabby Wabby and Rowley and them want to sign off and sign on disclosure and organize and excitement with Grabby Wabby. And then when Daryl Smith had a little kind of emotional breakdown because he got some sad news involving Rowley, some depressing news, he went to Tobago and went wild on a splurge. But nothing wrong if he went there with his own money. But he got $92,000 of all your taxpayer money. If he wanted to go to Tobago on a jaunt, well, pay your own money, eh? Nobody ain't get vexed here, fat man. You need a little jaunt, you need a jaunt. But why you must use taxpayer dollars to jaunt? And you know who signed off on the jaunt? Natasha Barrow. And she wasn't demoted and pushed in no office with nothing to do. Look at she, promotion to a higher ministry, a higher level, Natasha Barrow. And all you say vote for that? Vote for blank man? Well, the black man tell you, you can't vote for that blank man. Archie, take a little break, let me wipe my brow. Let me wipe some sweat. We in St Augustine, Khadija Amin, going to blow this constituency and send shockwaves straight up the east-west corridor. Jerlyn John sending back down shockwaves into Saddam Hussein, into Aloy Hunt, up to Nabila Green, across the board, down in Lopino Bonnet and Davide O'Meara. Because the people fed up of you, Rowley boy. But if we children lie like you, them couldn't sit down for a month. And I every month, eh? So them wouldn't sit down for the year. We coming back.
Now is the time. No. The time is no. No. The time is no. No. The time is no. No. What time it is? No. What time it is? No. What time it is? No. No, is it time for action? What time it is? No. What time it is? No. What time it is? No. No, is it time for action? No, is it time to cast your vote? No, is it time to start to work? No, is it time we bring
Welcome back to Douglas Politics. Share the live, please. Share the live. Because this Rowley all of a sudden trying to play black man or race. Kamla Prasad Bisesa in politics in this country since 1985. Not one day has she ever said anything even remotely that could be considered as something racial. Kamla Prasad Bisesa grew up from poor, humble beginnings, play sport, study hard, and came up to be a lawyer. She's a woman with heart. She was prime minister of this country, and all her policies help people of all races, religions, ethnicities across the board. Children life fund save every type of child life. Rowley cut that, he take that. Laptop for everybody, take it. School books, schools, 106 schools for all the children. Gate funding, UTT funding increase, and MIC centers with David Lee all across the board. Seabridge moving smooth with Galicia Express and Spirit for Tobago. And the last time I checked, the Douglas check, Tobago must be about 3 Indian. Kamla Prasad Bisesa did not care. Under Kamla Prasad Bisesa, you check it. The PTSC ran the smoothest, on-time, best air-conditioned buses ever. And over 76% of the people who utilize PTSC are Afro-Trinbagonians. Kamla Prasad Bisesa can stand on her record and show that she loves everybody. That's why the UNC gone Douglas. The UNC have African, Indian, Chinese, Syrian, mix up, don't know who they is. All kind of thing. Man, woman, child, Hindu, Muslim, Orisha, Baptist, Rastafari. Because it's a party for everybody. Bring your ideas, creativity, and create jobs. Look at what Keith Christopher Rowley trying to say. Put up that thing that he posted. This is the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, you know. People going to vote just now. People going to vote. And look what he posted up on his Facebook. Last night, Kamla Prasad Bisesa talked for 46 minutes and 15 seconds about digital world, innovation, research and technology, diversification, creating 50,000 jobs. How is she going to do it? Agro-processing, refinery, oil and gas, downstream, going down the road, education, gate, laptop, tablet. That's what Kamala talking about, you know. Look what Rowley, the Prime Minister, leave it there, let them read how dotish this man is. He playing some silly game. Kamla Prasad Bisesa named him the blank man last night because he blanked people, he blanked citizens from coming home, he blanked the economy, he blanked foreign direct investment, he blanked Tobago, he blanked agriculture, he blanked children with gate, he blanked jobs, he blanked all of his constituencies. Look, the blank man. Rowley, he said Kamla call him a black man. Well, I want to buff Kamla. Kamla, if you said that, you have to apologize to Anil because Rowley ain't black. Rowley whiter than Trump. What black about Rowley? You're making me feel shame. He's a black man. And the Prime Minister wakes up and puts up, finally caught from a continuous race baiting, says Rowley. Continuous race baiting. Well, if she did it so continuously, how come she finally caught your dance? How come she finally caught after 45 years in politics? And she wasn't caught, it's blank. She used the word blank about 33 times throughout the thread of her speech. So you try to tell us what you did now, what jobs you create, how many schools you build, how you improve sport, coaching, education, science, how you had the roads going smooth. Tell us how science and tertiary education went and how the children are going into tertiary. Tell us something now. Oh, you can't because you're a blank man. So Keith Rowley, let me tell you something, eh? And all you want to talk race, no problem. One thing the Douglas could do is talk race. Because we want to get race out of Trinidad and Tobago. Because the Douglas love the East Indian mother who wears sari every day of life. She had 3 cupboards of sari. One cupboard was only black sari to go in court. The next cupboard, colorful sari for everyday use to go grocery, go by swimming pool, go wherever. And the last cupboard was ceremonial sari. And my father is a big, tall, black African Tobagonian. You see? All you want to talk race, Rowley? Well, let we talk race. Because people get vexed when I call you Oreo. Me, I care if all you vex. The man is an Oreo. A Oreo is defined by, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, an Oreo by definition is a black person who adopts the characteristics, mentality and behavior of white middle-class society. The Oxford Dictionary defines an Oreo as a black person who has adopted the attitudes, values and behavior thought to be characteristic of middle-class white society, often at the expense of his or her heritage. Do I need to say more, or you all see that Rowley is that? That's the definition. Oreo is not a cookie, you know? So when you analyze Keith Christopher Rowley and his lifestyle, his hobbies, his characteristics, his disrespect for women, his disrespect for Tobago, the island of his birth, and his policies for taking everything away from poor black people and talking down to them, you know that he is an Oreo. And he don't say nothing, just say no. You had to research. It is well researched, years of research. Let me give you some evidence of this Oreo called Rowley, who's trying to play the race card. When Kamala Prasad Bisesa don't have can't even spell race unless it's a running race or a political race that she's going to beat Rowley worse every day. If yesterday was 26 seats, after this stupid attempt at ridiculous race baiting, it's 28 seats now in your tail, Rowley. We want to make sure you get the worst licking of any prime minister in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. Now George Chambers got Dr. William Scott Taylor. That really was a he. So we go ease up George Chambers a little bit. Now, let's see what you cut. Okay? Because if you're a black man, your policies will show upliftment of black people. Because you love your black people, eh? Okay. Well, you cut football. Football is a black man sport. We Indians is like a little cricket, a little tennis, a little squash. You understand? I find my Indian people only like to let your children play more sport. Eh? Only like to put too much book, because they're bright, right? But we have a balance. But football, black man sport in Trinidad. You cut that funding from the Pro League, Super League, National, Community Football, everything. Basdio Pandey, Indian. But a man of the people. Man who fight for people's rights. A real soldier. You know what Basdio Pandey did? Basdio Pandey brought in foreign use cars so poor people could buy car and drive. Before Basdio Pandey, only rich people could get car at them brand new place. You had to have real money, you had to go and get bank loan, you had to get approved, fill out form. You had to fill out as much form as for all your COVID salary grant. Real form. Basdio Pandey said, nah, poor people need to drive, save time, be safe. He bring foreign use. Kamala Prasad Bisesa say on top of that, we're going to leave the fuel subsidy because poor people need to use the car, need to have gas and move around. Fishermen, regular gas, need to travel far and follow the fish so they could earn a living. So Kamala Prasad Bisesa said, no, leave that fuel subsidy. As soon as Rowley and the Dwayne reach, they take it. Who suffer? 46,000 cars have come off the road since 2017. Those are from the poorest people. The CSO statistics say that the highest percentage of those people are Afro-Trinbagonians who have not been able to drive their cars as much as before. Because of you, black man, that is why she call you the blank man. You blank people from putting gas in the car and have a little Dwayne going, I cut it, and they didn't even riot. I go cut it again. Well, August 10th, we go cut you and your blank man, both always the same. Food cards. When Kamala Persad came in, the poverty rate was 19.8%. With Glenn Ramadan Singh and Skip Barrington, Skippy Thomas in the Ministry of the People with direct impact, social, going to the poor people and helping them. Kamala got the poverty rate down to 16.7%. You come in, blank man, and before COVID, you break world records of poverty in Trinidad and Tobago, the highest rate in history, 23.85%. What percentage of that 23.85 is poor Afro-Trinbagonian people? But you want to call race now? You might look black on the outside, but your policies hurt black people. You put them hungry. Your black people, children drinking sugar water. And you talk about black man? In Lavanti, Suruj Rambachan. All you like to say Suruj, racist and all this. Okay, all you just talk all kind of thing about people. But I watch people deeds. When Suruj Rambachan was in charge of URP in Lavanti, for 2 years that he was there in charge of URP, he had an average of 120 projects actively going on, providing work for 10 people to have jobs per project. 1,200 jobs ongoing per month in URP under Surujratan Rambachan. Well, if he's a racist, I, as a black man, I like he, because he put in food in black people belly. What you do, black man? What did you do, black man? As soon as you come in, you cut projects in Lavanti. Lavanti has never voted nothing else but all year. That red that vote for the blood of the black people in Lavanti, they vote that and they go vote that again. All right, what you want the Douglas to? I can't force people. But let me tell you what you did, black man. You cut Suruj Rambachan 120 projects down to 20. Eliminating 1,000 URP jobs from black African people in Lavanti. And you're a black man. As soon as you came in, black man, you start to interfere with the sea bridge, the island of Tobago. Kamala had it running smooth. Galicia reaching in 2 hours and 12 minutes. Spirit rocking good, moving no breakdown. Express moving nice. You send home the Canadian company and give a PNM Sarabai, our board member, Macmillan, the contract. Express and Spirit start a breakdown. You then send for this thing, it never reach. What you show you there, Archie? Look what he sent for black people. Look at that buying scrap iron, old battery buying. He gone and get for black people and tell me about black. For Tobagonian, it never reach. It kill mosquito down the island, that's all they do. And he bring a next thing called the Kobo Star, say it's crooked. And you, black man, you approve the payment with prime ministerial authority. You, and you talking about black man? You suffer the Tobagonians after that with badge, with breakdown. You put them on a water taxi to go in the Bocas. The poor black people nearly drown out there. You have to transfer them in the night to our next boat. And you playing a race card. Tobagonians don't want to see you. Black people don't want to see you. Beat them and all raving yellow boy. Where you living? And you studying to buff up and shout and stand at Marsha Walker. Laptops I don't tell you about. You take that. School feeding, textbooks, sport, MIC, NSC, UTT, Petro Train. You shut down Petro Train. How much African was working there? Even if we say it's 50-50, 5,389 permanent jobs. That 2,500, 2,670 African jobs you take. And 6,180 temporary jobs. That 3,090 African job you take, you fire them, you take food out African children belly and you're talking race? Come and talk race to the Douglas. Because the Douglas only know Trinidad and Tobago, human race, red, white and black, and we vote in yellow. Kamla take VAT off 7,000 food items for everybody. Syrian, Chinese, African, Indian, Muslim, Hindu, Christian, Pentecostal, Anglican, Rastafari, Orisha, Shango, everybody to go and buy food cheaper. As soon as you reach, you drop VAT back on everything. People lost the work, aggregate demand gone down, and yet we still had food price inflation. You know how dotish a prime minister and a cabinet have to be, a minister and finance have to be, to lose 103,000 jobs. When you lose that amount, everybody who was getting a salary, that money gets sucked out the economy. So there's less money chasing after the same amount of goods. In a logical place, prices will have to go down because not so much money running after the things. But in your economy of Duncy and Duncies, the food prices still went up. You know how stupid you ought to be to do that, and you studying race? You should be offended if somebody say you have a brain. Because you would have to say, no, I don't waste time and space with that. I need the space between my ears for air. Oxygen between my ears. You come at 7%. Poor people. Black people like to buy a little thing online. A little weave and thing, a little eyelash, a little nice nails so the girls will look good, a little nice branch, clothes thing. You know my black people like to look good. They was getting nice, cheap stuff. High quality, but cheap because they could have get it through Amazon and thing. Get it inside. So they don't have to go in them mall and play them exorbitant price and thing. What you do, black man? As you come, you tax that, what up? Kamla come and say, fire bond tax, she taking out that. She not saying she taking out tax for Indian, you know. She taking out tax for everybody. But you want to talk race. Kamla UNC plan 2020 sitting down there 3 months pre-COVID and adapted for post-COVID. Where your plan up in your K-Packs? Let me ask you something, Mr. Dr. Rowley, the black man or black man. I'm going to call some names. Tell me if in your past you like them now. And tell me if they're black. Jackie Lazarus, black. Judy Raymond, black. When I was lying with Lara in Mocha Golf Course drinking a rum and soda and thing, and I looked down and see her in 1997 dancing and getting on drinking a scotch. The girl I was dancing with, she was black. She was rather big, I know that, but she wasn't black. The New Year's Eve party with your boy Andrew Gabriel and them smoking cigar and thing, what they call you? That people had to leave the party, they were so upset and felt sick. You see, you want to play with the Douglas, don't play with the Douglas, boy. You're living in Goodwood Park? Nice. Surrounded by blacks, and what you do is go and play football. You like to take a little, like Obama, you bounce a little basketball with the black people. Oh, you play golf. A lot of black people do that, ain't it? It's a black man sport. Don't come here to talk no race, boy. You are an incompetent leader, an incompetent prime minister. You have suffered the entire country for 4 years and 11 months, and everybody going to vote you out. Trinbagonians going to vote you out. Indian, African, Chinese, mixed, Douglas, white, Rasta, male, female. They have some children 17 vex. They vex. They both in the mother. Why you couldn't push me out a year old? I want to vote out Rowley. Let's continue. You see, ladies and gentlemen, when I call a man an Oreo, it's a serious thing. I'm not saying that in no joke. Some people saying, Anil, don't use that. That is so bad. Yeah. The truth is the truth. And I must give you the information why I came and I am and I hold that conclusion that Keith Christopher Rowley is an Oreo. So don't play no race card. If you want to vote for somebody black, you have to vote Kamala. Because Kamala policy is black. And what you feel when all you go Mississippi, Alabama, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Indian, African, Trini, same thing, all black. Ask Trump. So let me ask you this, Rowley. Who are the MPs that you disrespected in your government over 4 years and 11 months? And since you want to talk race, we're going to see what is their race. What is the race of those MPs and people, chairman of companies and so on, THA, that you disrespected over your 10 years Prime Minister? And then we'll see how black you are. Adrian Leons, Rastaman, intelligent engineer, MP, disrespected, Kaim get a Kobo sweat to do nothing to help his people. He also had to talk the truth about the people recently when they were upset, his people, his constituency, people he lived with, disrespected. Ansel Antoine, African, your bossy throat quick, boy. Woo! Woo! Your bossy throat, the man only say USA, and your bossy throat fast. You're afraid nobody. Fitzgerald Hines, I don't like him, Pomsite Rasta, but one thing I say, he's worked hard for the PNM, that is, not as an MP, but he worked hard for the PNM for 40 years. So loyalty deserves something, longevity. But you disrespect he, you get the man Kobo sweat. And now when he can't perform and he has no water, you're saying it's the UNC sabotaging the water? But we, oh God. But you're unraveling, boy, Rowley. All you share the life, please, because I ain't done, you know. When I done all you go start to eat Oreo until August 10th. What about Dylan, Oliveri, Webster Roy, Esmond Ford, all of these people, no portfolio and think disrespected, both blow out. What color them is? What race them is? Black. Kelvin Charles, the THA Chief Secretary, that when you went to Tobago, you put Rohan and small pin up on the table and put it down on the ground. But he's black. Rohan is not. Look, Rohan. Hey, look, the only honest Indian. Watch him. Look, Rohan. The only honest Indian, every bridge you build, and I'm somewhere by you. Oh, God, boy, just flukes. The only honest Indian, Rohan. Where the trunk of money? And there's the 3 million in a trunk. You have automatic eyes, boy. You should have been a bank teller, boy, Rohan. Davidson Celestine, the young lady in Tobago, is now the leader of the PNM in Tobago. All THA representatives who are black, you disrespect them with butch and sandals. You disrespect them with small pin. And the Dwayne who does do it. The Dwayne is black. But you put him over all of us and talking race. Kamala call you the blank man, boy. Because you have nothing to offer. Denise Deming, Charmaine Lewis, Lennox Grant, all people fired and discarded. What color they is, boy? Since you want to talk race, the Douglas afraid to talk race? Okay, blank man. Let me get serious now. Because, hey, Faris and Larental and La Tight Bands lost again and all you give Faris a clap. He's now the world record holder. World record holder for licks. Boy, he get 29 straight. The man lost 29 straight. Never in the history of jurisprudence has an attorney general lost 29 straight. Faris, Al-Rawi, Al-Rental. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Todo bien? Va a votar para mí, sí. Ay, mami. You come down on the August day, you vote for me, yes. Hey, tight pants. Oh, God, boy. Put a blank man there. You have a picture there? Put up a blank man. Where are they actually? Put up the blank man. Right? That man, what's him there? Any plans for the economy? Blank. Any plans for the healthcare? Blank. Any plans for education? Blank. Any plans to fight crime? Blank. The blank man. Judy Raymond, why you call the man a blank man? Eh? Donna Cox, you call the boy a blank man? Shamfa, you're looking good, girl. Me, I know what you do, boy, Ministry of Sport. I'm sorry that you have to leave August 10th, you know. But don't worry. When the kid or one of them is Minister of Sport, we go give you a little advisor work so you could stay fit and look good, eh? Jackie Lazarus and Mrs. Smith, do you all call Rowley blank man? Huh? Do you all call him? I don't know, you know. The Douglas don't know you're asking. But Rowley is so disgusting, boy. Why you don't come and point up in my face? Eh? Oh Lord, where we reach? Aha! Put up a picture there of a WhatsApp in a group from my PNM senator for me now. Let me tell these people, my people from Trinidad and Tobago, look at what the PNM is doing. They fabricated and concocted a missive that Kamala Prasad Visesa, who don't have a racial piece of skin on her, who don't have a racial cell in her entire body of trillions of cells, who spoke about Rowley being a blank man. They tried to play some doctored thing and say she said black man. Secondly, black man is not a derogatory thing. I am a black man and a proud black man. So if you call me black man, I say thanks. What wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that. But check this, PNM senator. I'm trying to read it from fire. But what she said we're going good, we'll meet. All right, we'll strategize. But today, our task is to beat the black man issue. That's a PNM senator. What is she name? Ayanna Liba Lewis. She acts as a temporary senator for the PNM. She's sending out a message to the PNM strategists and saying, today in the politics, we're going to beat the black man issue. Not we're going to beat the job creation issue, the sport plan issue, the diversification issue, the road issue, the traffic issue, the crime issue. They concoct a black man issue and then say they're going to beat it. That is the PNM campaign, and that's who y'all want in charge of your treasury. Well done, Senator the Honorable Ayanna Liba Lewis. Now, Archie, so there's no more doubt. Please play what Kamala Prasad Visesa said last night. I was standing up the whole night for the whole 46 minutes. But play a piece of what she said there for me. And only listen to the lady.
And his own party. And they say, if you don't know what I'm talking about, fill in the blanks. I don't have to name that man. You fill in the blanks. You could fill them in. I'm talking about blanks. What has Blank done for Trinidad and Tobago for the past almost 5 years? What has he done? Almost 5 years. What has Blank done for you as a citizen? I could answer that, not a blanking thing. He's not done a single blanking thing, Mr. Blank. So, if he's blanking you, what will you do come August 10th? Let us blank him out of office on August 10th and vote UNC. I want to show you a little video.
Did you all see it? Did you all hear? Did you all hear blank? Did you hear blank? And she went on, that was the theme. Blank meaning nothing. And they are coming to say she said black, black, black. What nonsense. But let me tell you something. Archie play the tune all along as we go to break. All in St Augustine, make some noise for Khadija Amin and get up and done. Throw up the song, Black Stalin, Black Man, the Black Man coming, boy Rowley, the Black Man. Archie play the tune, man, and we coming back with this one. Share the live because I'm gonna deal with PDVSA and Rowley. Stalin, the Black Man feeling. It's thick.
Now is the time! No, 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 the time is no, 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 the time is no, 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 the time is no, no, no.
Here we are in Akono village walking with our candidate, Mr. David Nakid. This is his hometown, and I think there are about 197 Nakids in this village.
Right now, everything we're looking great so far, you know, our candidate, you know, sticking up to the word, you know. Right now, we started with agriculture, I think up in the back of Kono there for the youths and them to bring them out, you know, get them employment. David Nakid, well, you know, David Nakid is a down to earth man. Cool, he humble, you know, he just listen, the arms open out for everyone. Yeah, David representing the youths, you know. Yes, right now we are on the great road to victory.
Hi everyone, I'm your candidate for St. Augustine, David Nakid, asking you to come take a look at the energy that the UNC is generating all along the East-West corridor, especially here in the constituency of St. Augustine. Come out and support our economic and social transformation package, designated by our PL coming up for South Assessment. 50,000 more jobs, lower taxes. Come and join with us moving forward with unity.
Hi, yeah, nice to meet you. Right, looking forward to the support. Things going very well here at Barataria San Juan. The energy is high, the election bell has rung, and Barataria San Juan is ready to get Trinidad and Tobago working again under the leadership of the Honorable Kamala Persad-Bissessar as our next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago.
I am Sharon Marad Durham, Shadow Councillor for Barataria, and we have been walking Barataria since last Wednesday. So far, when we are finished today, we would have completed 14 of our PDs. And the reception is exceptional. Everyone is coming out. It faces everything. People wouldn't be coming out. They are coming out. Now is the time for the United National Congress. It's pace on the road.
Now is the time to put them out. 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 Now is the time.
I said we get up one morning and oil money running. How it come they don't know. So they didn't care how the thing goes.
Black man and proud. And that's a black man. Monarch singing, feeling much better. Black Stalin. A Trini sing for all of we. All you want to talk race? No more race in this country. It's a human race. Trinidad and Tobago, one country, all yellow. Rowley, get out there. We not playing no race game. Let me tell you something. Kamala didn't only say that Rowley is a blank on policy, you know. She also gave some insight into the character of the man. I'm going to give you some insight into the character of Keith Christopher Rowley. Please share the live, because I'm still going to tell you all why I call him an Oreo. And I say it, not that I enjoy saying it. I'm ashamed for my people and my country that an Oreo like that was able to rise to the top of a political party with the longest history in Trinidad and Tobago and then lie his way into the office to be sworn in as a prime minister. I am ashamed. He does not deserve that office. Look how he spoke to Marsha Walker. Look how he describes women. Look how he victim blames and says women must choose their husband. And now look at this. We're going to show you a video. And now think, while I show you this video, share the live, please share it. Think about what kind of human being would sit down in preparation for making a speech, a political speech, And while he's at home writing notes about what he's going to say, somehow in his head, he comes up with this. Think about what sort of heart this person will be. What sort of heart he will have. That he will sit down consciously, prepare and write lyrics, and come up with this disgusting verse. Play it, Archie.
I want to tell you something. I'm from Mason Hall in Tobago. Mason Hall very close to Liquor 2. The last time I was put out of anywhere for anything, the person who put me out regretted it. Remember I was in the cabinet. I took issue over the behavior of Calder Hart and Utica. And what happened to me? I was put out of the cabinet. The person who put me out regretted it.
Think about that. I detest Keith Christopher Rowley. And I choose my words very carefully. I detest him on many levels. On nearly every level. And I will never, for one moment, even for a fleeting moment, talk that kind of disgusting, hateful, vengeful, nasty, wicked words. And I detest Rowley. The man was boasting about somebody's ill health, about somebody who was fighting for their life. He was boasting and telling people that he went by Lekoto because he from Mason Hall and he do some spirit lash and that's what he do because he got vengeance on a black man, on a black leader. I disagree with Manning on policy and so on, but I will never call Manning a Oreo. I have respect for Manning. Disagree with his management of certain people who are in control of funds. But think about a human being who will sit down and say, hey, I'm going to talk to my people today. How can I inspire them? How can I motivate them to get out and vote for me and move the country forward? Aha! Manning who fired me, I go put the vengeance and moko on him and I play it again. I only want to vote for that. No human being, no black man, no black woman, nobody should vote for that scumbucket. Play it again.
I want to tell you something. I'm from Mason Hall in Tobago. Mason Hall very close to Liquor 2. The last time I was put out of anywhere for anything, the person who put me out regretted it. Remember I was in the cabinet. I took issue over the behavior of Calder Hart and Utica. And what happened to me? I was put out of the cabinet. The person who put me out regretted it.
And 5 silly little ladies screaming and celebrate that. I hope it was punching and all you really didn't hear what he's saying. What kind of man is that? Think about if that was your son. I have a big son, 21. Today he was kind of sour and his mother was a little upset. She called me. I called him. I said, no, son. You could get vexed with me. You could cuff me. Well, I go beat you, but you could cuff me. You could cuss me. He's your father. But the lady who brought you into this world, your one job is to make her smile every day. So stop lying with your 5 partners there and go and call she and make her smile so that I could smile. Think about that. If Rowley was your son, if Rowley was your father talking that in public, thinking that it came out and write it down, and then he say, yes, that is a good idea. And he gone up on the podium and he see it there and he see the words and he say, yes, that is a good idea to make fun of another human being's affliction and ill health. And he want you all vote for he. That's why I call him an Oreo. You want more reasons? We have more reasons. Jolene John was taking care of poor black people in Laoketa Talparo. Young boys who all they could have time for was crime. She got them involved in one of the greatest occupations on God green earth, farming. Because there's no profession better than that, because they feed us, all of us. Great work, farming. And when this became public, Keith Christopher Rowley and his Red Party sent HDC with Noel Garcia. Noel Garcia went and put up a sign to curtail that, no trespassing, no farming, no nothing. Prosecution police to stop young black boys from doing productive farming. Now you all see why I call him an Oreo? Do you know that that same Noel Garcia is the uncle of the girl that Grabby Wabby grabbed? He didn't put no sign by Grabby Wabby saying, do not grab my niece, I'll bust you. He didn't do that. You see how the PNM something is wrong? Noel Garcia and Anthony Garcia sat down quiet and do their work at HDC and UDCOT and Ministry of Education, while their colleague in cabinet was accused of grabbing the niece. They put up no HDC sign, no grabbing, no sexual harassment, no threatening, no firing, no 150,000. Something is wrong with y'all. But you go on to threaten little black boys who doing productive work. And y'all want human beings to vote for y'all. And then wondering why Beatam gone yellow. Why Labre gone yellow. Why Pont-Portin gone yellow. Because they realize there is no race, it's Trinidad and Tobago. It's about jobs, food, children, respect, farming, diversification. And that is Kamala. Rowley is black man, black man. Keith Christopher Rowley said, when he went to Maruga Tableland, I come here and I am proud because during the election of 2015, I promise you that I will bring development to Maruga. And I come here last week to open this $90 million farm. 4 years and 11 months in. And he say he proud that he has delivered a promise. So he leave them to suffer for 4 years, 10 months and 3 weeks. And then come in the last week, they say, look at agro-processing plant here. But then he went on to say that he, Rowley, who is a farmer, because he sees some picture and video of Kamala butching tomato and thing, and people sending little tricks for her because the leaves ain't good, he gone and find some cabbage or lettuce and hold it in the hand and ball, he's a farmer. Yes, we know you open a sheep farm in Tobago without the EIA and Certificate of Environmental Clearance, and you were warned by the Ministry of Town and Country Planning. But you come and say, and you make the mistake that you are better for agriculture than Kamala. Kamala has spent in 5 years $4 billion more in agriculture than you have spent in 5 years. $4 billion more. How can you be better? As we wrapping up, we're getting ready to interview Khadija Amin, but still, let me quickly continue. Why is a Oreo? You have here Fitzgerald Hines, the Member of Parliament for Laventille East Mova, saying about the people who voted for him. They are worthless and useless and they don't want nothing good. They are lazy and they don't want to sweat. Vote for me, please. Think about that. Fitzgerald Hines said the young black people in Lamati, East, Mova, all that area, they want nothing good. They're lazy. They want to do something, but they don't want to go to heaven, or they want to do whatever the rubbish he say. Please vote for me. Red and ready. The right choice. Think about that. Think about if Khadija Amin was to come and tell you all that silliness. Khadija Amin walk all over St. Augustine, humbly listening and asking, how can I help you? How can I serve you when I win St. Augustine and take UNC into parliament and into government? When I do a little piece of interview outside there, she started to talk about drain, school that they finished, this one, mosquito, so agriculture here, road here, pothole. She nearly tell me about, she wanted to list out this, like she do a map, how much pothole she step in. You have a man, Fitzgerald Hines, who's telling you all to vote for me, but telling you in your face, you're worthless, all you ain't good, all you're lazy, all you don't want to sweat. But vote for me on August 10th, thanks. And you're going to do it? I didn't see Angus Young sweat with all you. 3.62 billion, where Angus Young sweat? He run, he live, what he do? He drive truck, he drive my car, he walk canvassing. What Angus Young do? Some all you even get a walk, all you vote PNM and get fire. Angus Young walk on all you get 3.62 billion dollars. Vanas James says the Tobago economy has been shattered and is in crisis. Rowley's from Tobago. Tobago is 92% black. He's a black man? No. It's an Oreo. A black man will not suffer his black people like that. Rowley got mad at the media. He buffed them. He blew the media when they were writing about Delcy, PDVSA, Astrobal Chavez. He blew them out. Mondelo, Pompeo, Trump. He blew them out. The Guardian say an unprecedented attack. Some of the CEOs say, no, we are committed to fearless, accurate, independent journalism. Here, One Caribbean Media Limited, OCM. They said, One Caribbean Media said, we will continue to be committed to accurate, fearless, and independent journalism that will never be compromised, according to Chief Executive Officer Don Thomas. This is the newspaper that had Asha Javid writing, about Kamala and she ministers and Anil and Lifespot and thing, while lying down, whispering sweet nothings to small pin, They don't yes, boy, small pin, you're real performer, yes, boy. Let me go and write the article there. What to write about Anil and them? What to write today? Huh? Is that good journalism? Is that independent journalism? And when Anil bust it when I was on 102, and John Jeremy, who was the previous man, so the Asha Javid only liked red. She only liked PNM. No UNC him getting a little loving, not never are 2 UNC in there and 2 red, I would have say balance. But only red, and then you want to write political stories, investigative political journalism. Where I find out the truth? I bust it on the radio. The Express quietly moved Asha Javid 1 year ago to write business. And the only time she raised she head off the pillow when Small Pin was there was to write an article in the Express to say she see the clause in the contract with Paria with ES Shipping that said it was no sanction clause. She's the only one see it there. Pillow talk with Small Pin. But Express is telling me they are committed and never compromise. Oh gosh, never. Well, if you all never compromise, what has happened to the PDVSA, Gasolina, Aldan, Manolates, Venezuela, sanction story? What has happened? Look at all these questions. I can't read all, Archie. I run out of time. How much time I have? Are going good? Khadija have to go? Eh? So I can't read through all these. Okay. I'll go just choose a few. Look, I just want to show all you. Let me just show you all these questions we have about PDVSA, about patriotic, trafigura. All your media don't want to know. All of this is questions for Rowley, Roger, Newman George. All of that is questions. All of that is questions for them to find out about the gasolina, about the refinery, about Maduro, Delcy, PDVSA, USA, sanctions, our country, Trinidad and Tobago, US relations. But the media want to ask no question. What you want me to do? I can't do nothing. But I go ask, let me ask a few now. Let me find a few for you. Who I should ask? Some question for Rowley. Who took the decision to shut down Petrotrin, Rowley? Because it wasn't the board. It was not Espinay. It was not the Lashley, McKinsey, nor Solomon report that you spent $64 million on. And it was not Kamla. Then who took the decision to shut down the refinery? Who approved the sale to Patriotic with Roger, who does lean to the left? Share the life. We're going to Khadija Amin just now. Who created the government stipulated conditions, especially condition number 7, which says that Patriotic and Roger must sign a MOU with Trafigura PTE, which is linked to Wilmer Ruperti and Maduro. You trying to link Trinidad and Tobago to Venezuela with narco-terrorism, narco-trafficking, money laundering and corruption, and you saying don't vote for Watson? Tobago done voting for Watson, they done with you. Sorry. Tobago voting black man. Tobago not voting Oreo. Tobago voting for real black man to fight for their rights, to treat them good. Not no Oreo who will suffer them like you have suffered them for 4 years and 11 months. Why did government not accept 700 million upfront US? We don't need the money. Who met with Wilmer Ruperti Rowley in Venezuela in late 2017? Did you meet with Wilmer Ruperti when you were doing the dance in the Congo line? Who continued to do follow-up meetings with Wilmer Ruperti in Venezuela up to even 6 weeks, 7 weeks ago? Did Wilmer Ruperti visit Trinidad and Tobago within the last 2 years and 10 months, Rowley? Does Wilmer Ruperti play golf? If so, has Wilmer Ruperti ever played a round of golf in Trinidad and Tobago in the last 2 years and 10 months? And if so, with whom did he play golf and which golf club? Also, who would have signed him in, Rowley? Who signed in Ruperti into the golf club? Had to be a member. Are you a member of the golf clubs, Keith Christopher Rowley? Does Newman George play golf with you? You all are bosom buddies, and with whom did he play golf? And final question for you, Rowley. Have you ever played golf with Wilmer Ruperti? We getting ready for Khadija Amin, the next Member of Parliament for St Augustine. But before we go to that, we're going to show you all, after all this race talk, that race in politics must be gone forever. We need to read and understand policy. We need to vote on job creation, on anti-crime initiative, on diversification, on young people, on opportunities, on safety, security, on our U.S. Trinidad and Tobago relations, on foreign policy. We have to vote with our brains, not on emotional stupidness about PNM saying they're going to beat the black man issue. Which black man are they going to beat? Are they going to beat Watson Duke? But let us show how UNC is. The UNC are no race. We are Indian, we are African, we are Chinese, we are Syrian, we are Dogra, we are all kind of things. Play the video and only dance, watch video for them. TikTok.
थार गोरी जमुना हिलो रे दुल्हनिया लेगे मछलिया अरे लेगे मछलिया रे लेगे मछलिया हाँ हाँ लेगे मछलिया थार गोरी जमुना हिलो रे दुल्हनिया लेगे मछलिया थार गोरी जमुना हिलोरे झूलनिया लेगे मछलिया थार गोरी जमुना हिलोरे झूलनिया लेगे मछलिया अरे लेगे मछलिया रे लेगे मछलिया हाँ हाँ लेगे मछलिया थार गोरी जमुना हिलोरे झूलनिया लेगे मछलिया
When we come back, Khadija Amin, candidate and soon to be Member of Parliament for the constituency of St Augustine.
Let's be hard. Parasite for shaman, let's be hard.
In the nation, that is, we are the food basket. Agriculture is the main thing in Moruga. We have no oil industry. We have nothing, no asphalt, nothing. It's fish and provision. Under the present administration, they neglect that from day one. Recently, we had a gas station built there under the past MP, Mr. Clifton Dikoto, and when the next representative came in, he just leave it there as a bad job.
Placing thing the government. When Wassa come in and they dig up the road, let have a contractor crew moving with them. We could work with that. That is just all. And this is a promise. You see how much little rough road that have going on the road? I want to know well where the MP them that be passing to go. Them are in helicopter or something.
We live in Muruga in 2020. We don't even have an ATM machine down here. We don't even have a fire station close to us in Muruga in case our house burning down. These are the things that we need down here. We don't even have an ambulance in the health office so that in case somebody gets sick in the night, we can rush them to the hospital immediately.
Resources of Muruga Tableland spans from ecotourism to agriculture, to we actually have oil in Cat's Hill and Khorasan, to we have a youthful population that could develop these entities, and we want to tap into this. We want to give hope to the single parents, hope to the motherless, and hope to the fatherless. We want to actually put food on each and every table.
And do you know that in Trinidad, Muruga Tableland, we grows the largest amount of pineapple in the Caribbean. And for years we have been lobbying with the Ministry of Agriculture to get assistance in opening a pineapple processing plant right here in Trinidad. The farmers of Muruga Tableland, we all are moving with Michelle.
Michelle, don't matter what, now is the time for her, and she's supposed to be the next MP.
This lady will come and she will help we good. You understand?
Yes, you will do that for me.
Thank you.
And welcome back to Douglas Politics. We're here in the constituency of St Augustine at the head office of the candidate and next member of parliament for St Augustine, the Honorable Khadija Amin. Good article, yes, sir.
COVID bombs.
COVID bombs. Make some noise now, yeah. No, they're tired. Walk. Talk to me. How does it feel today? You are officially the candidate, nomination day.
Anil, we have such an energetic team here in St Augustine constituency. I am also, apart from our UNC activists, our UNC family, Some of my own family members who have never been involved in politics are part of this campaign. I was born in Curep, McEnroy Street. I launched my campaign at the home, at my grandparents' home. So some of my uncles, cousins and so on, who have never been involved in politics are involved in this campaign. So it's a different vibe. I have a UNC family and I have my biological family. Today, we went this morning to file nomination, and the enthusiasm of people who are coming forward on their own is really showing in terms of what the campaign is shaping up into. So when I got to the office, two of my very strong supporters driving the yard behind me with a vehicle, their own vehicle, completely wrapped with my face and a banner and so on, supporting. And I was so shocked, I was so surprised, and that is the kind of love we have here in St. Augustine, where people of their own volition are coming forward because over the years we have developed that relationship. We went to file nomination this morning at UTT Valsin Teachers College campus. From there, I joined my Muslim brothers and sisters at the Curep Jamaat on Knoll Street. And we had lunch, and after Juma we had lunch, and then very quickly we assembled by the Curep Presbyterian School. That school was 95% completed under the UNC government, and it is totally abandoned. I mean, when you see it, it is a sin for any government to do that to the people of this country and then ask for people to vote for them. And there are many schools throughout this country like that, overgrown with bushes, rats, and all kind of thing. There is more black sage and vines and so on, and it really is such an atrocious situation. So we assembled there where we did a Facebook Live because I wanted to share with the rest of the country that this neglect is not only in the rural areas. You showed a video with Moruga and you see the neglect in the rural areas. But in the heart of St. Augustine here, we have that same neglect by the government. They don't care about rural communities, and they don't care about any communities at all. So I give my commitment again today to stand up for the people of Curep, to have that school open. And the thing is, I have that firm trust in my Prime Minister soon to be Prime Minister, Kamla Prasad Bisasa, that once she returns, the schools like Curep Presbyterian will reopen.
Well, that's a guarantee, because she is the best Minister of Education we ever had, and Tim Gopi Singh is number 2, and she will be Prime Minister, and then you have a Minister. So those schools will be built. But where else have you walked throughout, because you've been campaigning, working hard? I'll be checking you on the Facebook, you're putting up the pictures, your people, your troops out there. And what I like about your campaign and the UNC campaign, you just see, when you see a picture, you see what Trinidad and Tobago is and shall be without the race talk and without the division pumped by Rowley and the PNM. You just see all forms and types of people. How has it been? Where have you visited, and what else are you going to do for St. Augustine?
Well, let me tell you, I am the product of a mixed marriage. I, like you, I am a Douglas. My father is of East Indian descent, my mother is of African descent, and mixing with some Spanish and thing. And because of that, I feel personally offended when a person makes a racist remark of any nature. Because any race you say something offensive again is part of me. So I completely condemn any attempt by Rowley to turn around the statement calling him a blank man to something racist. If you are a black man, you should be proud to be a black man.
Well, I am.
And stop trying to make a racist issue out of it. But you are quite right. In St. Augustine, we have a cross-section of people from all walks of life. I launched my campaign on McEnroy Street in Curep at my grandparents' home, as I mentioned. We walked McEnroy and Rapsey Street, Jackson Street. We continued with Macoya Settlement. Macoya Settlement is that area behind Center of Excellence. I want to mention an activist, a young Rasta fellow by the name of Zambo. Zambo and his brothers walked with us, but his father is one of them PNM till a dead man people. And he was walking around the village with a PNM flag the day we walked. He alone. And Zambo and all his children and cousins and family and neighbors are walking with UNC because they want Kamla Persad-Bissessar to come back as Prime Minister.
Why is that? What's the difference between the younger generation and some of my elder ones? What you see?
I think that the PNM has been successful with a racist propaganda in many areas. I think a lot of older people of African descent who were exposed to PNM's rhetoric are afraid. They believe the racism, and there is a deep fear in them that something is wrong of somebody of another race. They feel that it's not national, it's not patriotic.
But the young people not studying that.
No. And the thing is, the young generation will make the difference because they are thinking differently, they are voting on issues. You know what the young people are saying, people of all races, when we walk, not only in St Augustine, anywhere along the East-West corridor where I support my colleagues, when Auntie Cams was there, we used to get work. We ain't getting nothing under Rowley. They are not voting based on Rowley's racism. They are not falling for the rhetoric and the propaganda from the PNM. They know that the PNM is hurting them. They know that their children cannot get a laptop when they go in school. They know they are not getting jobs. They know that even in the COVID period, it was only Auntie Kamla or their UNC councillor, or in some cases, even where they have a PNM MP and PNM councillor, it is the UNC who was out there with hampers, out there when you had flood, out there with the people, standing with the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and they are seeing that. So I think it is a little too late for Rowley to fool anybody.
Now, St. Augustine is a mix of Trinidad and Tobago. You have an agricultural sector, you have a business sector, you have a university town, you have residential areas. What is this positioning? How do you see it differently? Talk to me about Kamla Persad-Bissessar has said that she's going not only to open the UE campus down in Debe, but she's going to try to promote tertiary education, tourism in UE and turn this area into university town and education
yes,
city.
That is something was happening when we were in government. I was part of that committee as chairman of Tunapuna Piako Corporation, St. Augustine Education City. And because there are 75 tertiary level institutions within this district.
75 years here.
Tertiary and secondary schools. Yes. And you have a number of primary schools as well. So of course education as a driver for the economy in terms of, think about all the economic opportunities, small businesses even, employment opportunities, using the research to go back into entrepreneurship. The idea of a smart city, having green solar lighting. I mean, there was so much. And we had gotten to quite a good distance in terms of the planning. We were modeled after an education city in Singapore, and we were going to
and what
really
happened to that
history.
plan?
Of course, the PNM came into government and squashed everything. But I can tell you,
the blanket.
So Blankman blanked us here in St. Augustine.
You blank the
St.
plan.
Augustine
All you
Education
cannot
City.
even follow a plan that we leave there. We know all you can come up with no plan. But oh Lord, if we leave the thing, just like in the sport, I leave a plan there for sport tourism with the aquatic center, the tennis center. Them can't even read the plan and say, hey, let me do this now.
Yeah. And in St. Augustine as well, we are on the East-West corridor where we have, oh look, Zambo now Richmond and Makoya Posse. Thank you guys for coming. I know all of you listening online, you know, I'm so glad you all are here. In St. Augustine as well, it is on the East-West corridor, and it is the place where north meets south, because you have the southern main road, the eastern main road, the priority bus route, the Churchill-Roosevelt highway, the highway, the Uriah Butler highway. All of them really converge in St. Augustine constituency. So there is a huge role for St. Augustine in the development of Trinidad and Tobago and the East-West corridor in terms of generation of the economic stimulation, when we talk about generating 50,000 jobs, and the political
Wait,
leader...
talk about that a bit, because Kamla Prasad Bisesar for the last year is telling us one by one, week by when it was Monday night forum, now it is virtual meeting on the ballot, explaining, and I have to open up some editorials, and they say, Kamla only talking that, but she has not explained how. Please, in a little bit of time, just go through quickly and synopsis. I know you can't go through all, but you all could read it on UNC Plan 2020, right?
Yes.
UNCPlan2020.com. Go and read it. It's been there. What Rowley plan? Finally, I caught her. She called me a black man, but I'm not a black man. I'm an Oreo. I'm a black man. They call me black man. Call me black man, let me hear you. Black man, right? Yeah, black man got to keep on jamming.
Yeah.
Talk to me. How we going to quickly create those jobs?
Let me tell you, there are people, well, it's not only young people who are unemployed. I am meeting people with masters, people with degrees, people with skills, even people who are unskilled but very willing. I am meeting people who, because they are not getting employment, they are trying to use a little lot of land to make agriculture and go in the market. They are doing whatever they can to make a hustle. Unemployment is probably the biggest issue facing young people in particular in this country. The creation of jobs is part of what is the bigger plan in terms of diversification of the economy. So the political leader would have explained how on the East-West corridor you can use manufacturing to create jobs, but also in terms of diversification, in terms of reducing our import bill. There are a lot of things that we import in this country that we can produce right here. If we are producing it here, there are job opportunities so that people can get employment there, they can be trained, and then not only supply Trinidad and Tobago, but of course there's opportunity to export. One thing a lot of our farmers in St Augustine have been supporting in Kamla Prasad Bisesar's economic recovery plan is the idea of supporting our farmers to feed ourselves, to feed Trinidad and Tobago. Why should we import tomatoes, for instance, when we can grow that here, bananas and other things that can be grown here? And they believe that the farmers in this country have the ability to produce enough food to feed our country. Therefore, we will have to spend less foreign exchange going out of the country. Our food import bill will be reduced. And that is also significant.
And save foreign exchange.
Considering that the PNM has sold out Petrotrin and we already have much less foreign exchange coming into the country. But our farmers want to be part of the economic recovery of this country. Our young people, I met a gentleman, a young man from Makoya settlement. Now inside they have no place to plant garden. He renting a piece of land from somebody and he putting down, he buying seedlings and going up there in his little car. The car practically falling apart, but he's going every day. And even if it is just a hustle, a little change to put gas in his car, he is committed to taking care of his crops and then going in the market so that he wouldn't have to resort to a life of crime. I want to tell you that I believe in our young people. When I go and I see their stories, I try to share on social media. There are a lot of positive things happening. And when I hear Fitzgerald Hines attacking young, especially young urban, well, even black, it is not just black people in terms of people of African descent. There are people from all walks of life, but because they are in urbanized areas, the opportunities are different, they're a little limited. And I'm seeing so many of them fighting their way through. And they are fighting because the PNM is stifling them. When Kamla Prasad Bisesar as Prime Minister creates opportunities, it's opportunities for everybody across the board. So the young people now who are stifling and fighting their way should not have to go through that. And that is what I want to see for the people of this country.
About 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I'd come up here quite a bit to do some studying and reading and so on. But recently, and tonight, I find plenty mosquito, all your mosquito, like all your breeding lion mosquito. What is that? What about the drainage? What is going on with the flooding, the situation? Has it gotten worse? What is the position and what are your plans to alleviate it, please?
Listener, flooding in this constituency has worsened so much since the PNM came into government. When the UNC was in government in St Augustine constituency alone, we fall in the Caroni River Basin. You had the bamboo river banks being built up. You had the Caroni River mouth being dredged. You had the sluice gates being put in, the pumps and levees in Bamboo 3, Bamboo 2. In St Augustine South, you had Blackman Ravine. In Curepe, you had Blackman Ravine River being constructed. You had Dry River in St Augustine South. Further along, you had the Paget extension where those box drains were properly built up. Higher up, opposite Trinity Mall. Do you know that Trinity Mall floods? Because south of the highway, there are earthen drains that used to be maintained by Caroni 1975 Limited that are neglected. If those drains are cleared, Trinity Mall will not flood. That area in Savannah Drive and that Trinity Country Road and thing will not flood. When we were in government, we had all of that working. The PNM has come into government, all construction on Blackman Ravine stopped. Why? Please continue. The people of Curepe are seeing no end of trouble every time it rains because the construction of Rohan's interchange has clogged up the water course there so that the water is restricted, and as soon as a little drizzle fall, Curepe is flooded. Blackman Ravine, Blackman Lane, Abdul Lane, Knoll Street, all those streets in that area, they're terribly flooded. And it's a real painful thing to see all your belongings just in water. Yeah? And I think flooding is one of the issues that affects a lot of people. In Oropun, there is a retention pond that is not being maintained by HDC. Oropun got water, people got water up to waist height in their house. Keith Rowley, as Prime Minister, was touring this country. He reached by the gas station in Piako. If you're going heading to the airport, there's a gas station. That is the entrance to going to Oropun. He reached by the gas station, stand up, take some pictures, talk to the media, and left. He never entered Oropun. He never came to see the people of Oropun. I was barefoot in Oropun with the residents, with the police youth club, assisting. We got Peter Kanhai, the chairman of the UNC, who was also part of the business chamber, to come in and give relief supplies. Why should we have to resort to that, and a prime minister doesn't even care enough to come and just watch and see what's going on? That is what I want to see an end to in St. Augustine. So flooding is one of the major issues. Land regularization. We have squatter regularization. We have land regularization for farmers. We also have the Paget estate that used to be the Badis estate that passed to the state. And the tenants of the Badis estate were never properly regularized in Paget. That is something I think we have to start work on. They are the third generation of residents living there, and they don't have title.
People are fed up of the PNM's policy that when they win, they change the cell number. When they have their office, they see 25 people. Keith Christopher Rowley office on La Hoquette, just by Newbury Hill, where my father buy a house since 1980. Me see no special branch, van, no nothing. I know every Tuesday and Saturday when Kamala was Prime Minister, down in Separa by the bank office, everybody knows she there because big black van park up, and she there from 10 a.m. till about 10 p.m. seeing about 600 people. Call me, but and them just make a 25 card. Rowley doesn't have no card because he ain't see nobody. Right? Come here, see he there at all. And if somebody say a lie, tell me when he was there, right? Because I used to drop my daughter there to school every morning and never see. What is your policy? What is Kamala's policy about MPs and serving the people with humility, without stupid at them if they come to ask you about a HCC house, without cussing them, without grabbing them? But anyway, that's just for grabby wabby. So what's the policy about the MPs? Because MPs are very important.
Yes, MPs and councillors are elected representatives. I can tell you that when I was a councillor and chairman of Tunapuna Piako Corporation, all of our councillors were instructed to work with the MPs and to be in the MP's office. Because the Senate used to sit on a Tuesday, there was a fixed day. It's not like what happens now with the PNM, where it's all kind of Vike days. There was a fixed day for Senate on Tuesday, so that day, MPs surely not in Parliament. So MPs were instructed at that time to be in the office on a Tuesday. The councillors would be with them, seeing the people. That is an approach we adopted across the board. So even as chairman of the corporation, I had an office day to see people. Where Tunapuna region had a population of about 250,000 people. My personal approach to representation is very people-centered, and that has been the approach of the UNC that has caused us to let people see that we truly care. Kamla's approach to representation did not change when we went into opposition. We do not tell people, well, look, I'm in opposition, I can't help. When there was disaster across the entire country, when there was flooding, everybody was almost expecting the UNC councillors to be out there. UNC works. There's a hashtag on social media that you can follow, UNC works, and people know that UNC works. So my approach and my commitment to the people of St. Augustine, the first thing is that because in this campaign, we are restricted by the COVID regulations in terms of the size of the gatherings. When I become MP, one of the first things we will do is keep meetings in every community. And these meetings will start off by listening to people making their suggestions and their complaints. Of course, we are hearing them while we walk. But I want us to discuss and agree on our plans and go forward. And then we will continue by periodically having meetings where we will account to people. I want the people of St. Augustine to be involved in their governance, their own governance. And I make a special plea to young people to get involved. So if there is an existing village council or NGO, of course we work with them. If not, we can form a little council of residents from that area. So for instance, if we are going to regularize lands in an area, I want people from that community to be part of that committee who will meet with me with the relevant ministries to discuss the issues. So I am not only talking on your behalf, you are also speaking on your behalf together with me. And that is my approach that we are going to use in this constituency. There are a number of problems. Of course, we could immediately put forward solutions. But when we work together. So people of St. Augustine, I'm not only asking you to
them.
vote.
Look in the camera and talk to them. Talk to them.
When I walk, I don't only ask the people of St. Augustine to vote for me. I ask the people of St. Augustine to work with me as your member of parliament. When I return after we get a positive result, a victory at the polls, it will be for us to work together. I am not going to accept you voting and leaving me to represent you without your support. So I am here for us to work together. We have to get St. Augustine constituency working again. We have to get Trinidad and Tobago working again. And we have a fantastic resource in the people of this constituency. And I look forward to all of you participating in making life better in this constituency. We should not have to wait for someone else to come and tell us what is needed here. You, the people of St. Augustine, you know what is required, and I want you to stand with me as I represent you and I speak on your behalf. Work with me so that we could get things going again.
Yes, man. Make some noise, St. Augustine. The next member of parliament for St. Augustine, the Honorable Khadija Amin, and across the board, East-West Corridor, Sawa Barataria, St. Joseph, Tunapuna, Toko Sangi Grandi, Gone Yellow. I want Lopino Bonnet. I want Abadi Omira. I want you all to join the yellow. Willabre, point 14. We going down Point of Pear, yellow, David Lee. Tomorrow, what they say the Douglas go get tired. Me not get tired because me is a black man. I don't get tired. We vote in yellow. Douglas, put up the ballot. Put up the ballot and play the tune. We vote. Hey!
boy.